Welcome back to Generative AI 101, the podcast where we turn the labyrinth world of AI into something you can actually enjoy. I'm Emily Laird, your guide through this techno wonderland. Today we're diving into the wild and wacky world of supervised learning. This is all part of this section of the podcast supporting machine learning. So next we're going to learn about supervised learning. Buckle up, folks. We're about to make machine learning as tasty as a 5-star meal. Welcome to Generative AI 101. All right, let's get into it. Supervised learning. What is it and why should you care? Picture this. Supervised learning is like training a puppy. You got a set of commands, the input data. And you want Fido to respond correctly, the output labels. Every time he sits, when you say, sit, you give him a treat. That's labeled data. Over time, Fido learns that sit means plop his butt down on the ground and voila, you've trained your dog. Supervised learning is the AI equivalent of this minus the drool. Here's the deal. In supervised learning, the algorithm is trained on labeled data. That means each piece of input data has a corresponding output label. The goal is for the algorithm to learn the mapping function from input to output, so it can accurately predict the output for new, unseen input data. It's like teaching a kid to recognize that when you show them a picture of a cat, it's a cat, not a dog, and definitely not a lamp. I couldn't relate to this more, and if you're a parent, you're going to understand this. I have a 3-year-old, and I've actually been able to witness her learn this type of pattern recognition through images. So everything used to be a kitty. Everything, from a tree outside to a bird to a dog. Now she understands. She understands that something with pointy ears, calico fur, that type of thing, is a cat. She understands that there's dogs. And you take this one step further, and she will understand, as machines will start to understand, there are breeds of dogs. Not everything with a tail and ears is a simple dog. You have a Bichon Frise or a Great Dane. There's variation. So let's look at some key aspects of supervised learning. One of them is labeled training data. So imagine you're a teacher in a classroom full of students. Each student is holding a flashcard with a picture. These are input features. And a label, output. One kid's got a picture of an apple labeled apple. Another has a picture of a banana labeled, you guessed it, banana. Your job is to teach the algorithm, your students, to recognize and label these fruits correctly. Easy peasy, right? Another key aspect is the learning process. So the algorithm learns by analyzing heaps of these labeled examples. It finds patterns that map the input to the correct outputs. Think of it like Sherlock Holmes, piecing together clues, except instead of solving murders, it's figuring out that a round red fruit is an apple. Common algorithms include linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, random forests, and neural networks. We'll go into more of these in the series. Each one of these is like a different detective with their own style and flair. Lastly, in those key aspects is prediction on new data. So once the model is trained, it can take new, unseen input data and predict the corresponding output label based on the patterns it learned during training. It's like our well-trained puppy who now sits, stays, and fetches your slippers like a pro, even if it's a new pair of slippers he's never seen before. Now let's hit on some supervised learning problems. The first is classification. This is when the output labels are discrete categories or classes. Picture a spam filter. Emails come in, the input, and the filter decides if it's spam or not. Output. It's like sorting your mail into keep and burn piles. Then there's regression. This is when the output labels are continuous numerical values. Think predicting house prices. The algorithm takes features like the number of bedrooms, location, square footage, inputs, and predicts the price, outputs. It's like your AI-powered real estate agent, but without the smarmy sales pitch. So let's talk about some applications of supervised learning. Fraud detection is one of the most well-known. So think of it as your personal AI detective sniffing out fraudulent transactions like a bloodhound on a scent trail. Then there's spam filtering. That's like having a digital bodyguard that smacks down those pesky spam emails before they even hit your inbox. Recommendation systems, Netflix suggestions, anyone? That's supervised learning at work, acting like your personal movie critic who knows you better than you know yourself. And they know you love those murder documentaries, and so do I. Then there's speech recognition, right? So our Siris, Alexas, or any other of those voice assistants, yep, you guessed it, they're all powered by supervised learning. It's like having a butler who understands you even when you're mumbling. I miss Ask Jeeves. Can that come back? Can that come back? Come on. Don't ask for much. Then we have self-driving cars. Now, again, I say self-driving cars are maybe a failed experiment. We saw Apple pull away from this. I was promised, like I've said many times, I was promised the Jetsons. I was very clear about these, but these futuristic rides that are still self-driving cars use supervised learning to recognize stop signs, pedestrians, right? And those pesky squirrels that dart across the road. It's like having a chauffeur who never gets tired or gets road rage. Like me. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. So to wrap it up, supervised learning is the backbone of many AI applications we take for granted today. From filtering out your spam emails to helping your self-driving car avoid a squirrel apocalypse, it's everywhere. Understanding this concept is like having the secret recipe to AI's secret sauce. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Generative AI 101. If you've got questions, thoughts, or just want to connect, find me on LinkedIn. Just look up Emily Laird, Laird, and let's keep the conversation rolling. Until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and remember, you know more about supervised learning now than when you arrived.